Thanks for tuning in to 3 Point View. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Roku TV, AM/FM 24/7, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. We're coming at you with the free agents and the draft and how it all falls into what's going to happen to the landscape of the NFL. They're talking about right now that the 49ers pick might be traded. The Bills are looking for a quarterback. They don't trust Tyrod. They might trade. They have
Tyrod's gone.
They might trade their first two first round picks to the 49ers, but they don't even know if that's good enough because the Niners, with their Jimmy G win streak, dropped to what, number 9?
Yeah.
So, would you trade your first two first round draft picks, to get Josh Rosen?
Are you asking me as a Buffalo, or are you asking me as San Fran? Because
we know.
You be San Fran,
we know
I'll
where
be
you're going.
Buffalo.
Okay.
If I be San Fran,
Buffalo.
I'm jumping all over it. If I'm Buffalo, I want no parts of that.
That's
There's
two first round picks.
I don't give a shit. Josh Rosen is not worth it.
What I'm saying
if I'm
is-
San Fran,
yeah,
I'm taking
yeah.
it. If I'm San Fran, I'm taking
Right.
it. Go ahead. I'll play the part of
I
San
mean,
Fran.
if I'm
You damn skippy. I'll take it.
Buffalo, I'm not doing it.
No.
I'm not doing it.
No.
I mean, you're going to get rid of Tyrod. You got all these quarterback free agents. I mean, you're not going to. You have a team, right? You got a running game. You got a few receivers. You got some defense.
And
Just get a quarterback and free agent and keep your two drafts and fill in the blanks.
my question for Buffalo, is it they don't like the mobile quarterback, or they just don't like Tyrod's other
I don't know,
intangibles
but
that go along
Tyrod's
with it?
got good stats.
Because there's a quarterback that's coming in. It's I won't say similar, but there's some similarities going
Don't say
on.
Baker Mayfield.
No,
Oh.
Jackson, and you don't have to spend any money. You can get him probably late second round, third round, and he's going to be that.
He's going to
Maybe
be the Cordell Stewart.
He's gonna be that maybe. Well, he's gonna be a flash of lightning for.
Well,
a
you
little
might
bit.
as well keep Tyrod then.
I know that, but what I'm saying, there are some similarities, but in the same aspect, Tyrod had to do something there. Other
He
than
pissed somebody off,
yes,
right?
it's not a performing deal. You know, I
Right.
mean, Buffalo made it to the playoffs this year. How long has it been since that happened?
Right.
So it's not his performance; it's something else. So if they like that style quarterback,
Since 99.
yeah, if they like that style quarterback, there is a guy there. He's going to be he's got some questions to him, but I mean,
It
his
feels
intangibles
Why don't
have
you do
spoken
this?
for itself.
You keep your first two picks. If I'm Buffalo,
I'm
keep the
Buffalo. I ain't trading away that crap.
Keep the first two picks, right? And if you go on this free agent list for the quarterbacks, you got Teddy Bridgewater, right?
Right.
Teddy Bridgewater's sitting there. He had good stats, but he is coming off a major injury. He hasn't played in barely 2 years, right? So obviously you're not going to go for maybe you try to go for AJ McCarron, out of Cincinnati. I mean, he could be the man there in Buffalo. He's still in the AFC, so he's familiar with the landscape of the AFC playing those teams.
I'm not
think
sure
AJ
he's gonna be
McCarron
there.
could be a good landing spot for Buffalo.
I'm not sure he's going to be there. I have a feeling McCarron is looking right directly at Hugh Jackson. I don't know that Hugh Jackson is going to have the stroke with the new GM, but I know the fact that he is a Hugh Jackson
Well,
guy,
Alex
and Hugh
Smith is
Jackson's
gone.
there. And that's another thing I was going to get at. AJ McCarron is kind of a Alex Smith-esque kind of quarterback, you know what I mean? He's not like super going to win it going down the field, throwing the ball, running and gunning, but he's kind of that game manager.
Well,
that's
you
gonna
figure
put
this
you in
too
mind of.
with AJ McCarron. The question marks about him. The Cincinnati Bengals have seen him play for the last 4 years, and Dalton hasn't been all that great.
I was gonna say, and Andy Dalton.
He hasn't been that great.
Yep.
So why hasn't he even maybe taken a rep as a starter in the second half or something of a game against away from Andy Dalton?
If you're not
So
better
that
than
raises
Andy Dalton,
question marks, right?
They had that matchup where it's Osweiler versus McCarron. It was like, I think I watched it over your house. Was it Thursday or Monday night? McCarron was decent, but it wasn't nothing that
No.
jumped off the page. Like, oh my God, he's the next. I think that it's so diluted, the amount of talent, that people that are average become greater worth because of what's going on.
But if you don't give that person the chance,
Oh yeah,
then you're never
I know.
going to know.
But they
So
had that Cincinnati at that point when we were talking about it, AJ Green was healthy. They had who else? They had Husmanzada or I forget. It was
TJ Husmanzada.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
as
that was
far-
a while ago.
What I'm saying was a couple of years ago.
That
I'm
was a while
saying
ago. They had Mohamed Sanu.
right. I'm
at
just
the
saying
time.
you had all the weapons. You had
Right.
Jeremy Hill. You had Giovanni Bernard. You know what I'm saying? Like walk into a better situation. Cincinnati, even though they come up short sometimes, they know how to put together a football team. I'll give them that for where they're at.
I don't know. I mean, in comparison to like basketball, they're kind of like the Toronto Raptors. Like
They're kind of like the Cincinnati Bearcat. It's like Cincinnati. It's like they find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. But another thing I want to talk about was, did you see how much money the Jets have cleared? And they just came out and said, we want Kirk Cousins. And they're going to give him the house. They're not even hiding the fact. They're just saying, we're going to pay the man basically whatever he wants to come to New York. Is that a smart decision in a salary cap league?
I don't think it's a smart decision for Kirk Cousins. I mean, money-wise, yeah. Career-wise, and where are you going to go with it? No.
Who does he even throw the ball to?
Yeah, well, I mean, they have Jermaine Kearse, and they got Robbie Anderson.
He's done for a few games. He keeps getting in trouble, so that's...
and they got Austin Seferian-Jenkins.
Yeah. They always seem to put together a decent defense and an underestimated offense. Like, it's just like kind of creeps. The only thing that they seem to be lacking is a quarterback, really. I mean, they seem to have a steady run game. Bilal Powell is an all-purpose back, catches out of the backfield.
That's their record with Kirk Cousins.
6-10.
6-10.
I mean, that's
so is Kirk Cousins worth $30 million?
Not for the Jets. I mean, for the Jets franchise to get the excitement built around and like, oh, we're not tanking and, we're trying to build something here.
There's a lot of holes you could fill with $30 million.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes, and you have quarterbacks that you could pay on a little cheaper end.
Why is Drew Brees? Drew Brees, they're talking about he's going to get like $25 million, but Kirk Cousins is going to get $30?
I mean, if I'm Drew Brees, and we talked about this. Drew Brees should take $25 million. He's at the tail end of his career, and get Jimmy Graham. Bring him back. Take that $25 million. Fix the rest of your team. It ain't much that you need to fix.
Nope.
And then go on and win your Super Bowl. Be on the run for a few years until you retire. Take 25. You already.
He's only got a few years left. You might as well.
Right.
You've made the bulk of your money already.
So with Kirk Cousins doing 30, I don't mind that because Drew Brees is on a different level than Kirk Cousins.
Here's a question. Everybody keeps coming off and saying, "Oh, the Browns are interested in Kirk Cousins. The Jets are interested." What's actually the best fit for Kirk Cousins? Is it Minnesota?
Kirk Cousins.
Is it Minnesota? Is Minnesota the best fit?
Minnesota or Denver?
I would say Denver with Elway. I think because
that
mentorship and all that, I think that's the best spot for him to go to.
So I heard Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas are both getting cut this year.
Both of them?
Both of them. So that kind of throws the whole, So would that make Minnesota the better team at that point with Kirk Cousins?
Well, yeah, because you're going to lose receivers.
Right, because you still have Thielen and Diggs and all that. So and you got the running back from Florida State. What's his name? Dalvin Cook coming back to Minnesota.
Right.
But Dez Bryant's getting cut.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Well, not yet. But
speaking of Dez Bryant, do you think that he's really lost a step though?
Yes, I had him on the fantasy team. He does not. I've watched him. He does not
every year.
For what, 5 years?
He does not separate. He doesn't separate.
Okay, but is it because of who's throwing him the ball?
When you guys are done doing this, I'm going to tell you what's going on with Dez. Go ahead.
Is it because of who's throwing him the ball now?
Why do you have glitter on your face?
I don't know. I have a 10-year-old kid.
Okay, go ahead.
Why even ask?
Okay.
But anyways, I think it's because of who's throwing him the ball now. Because Romo would throw it to the front pylon to where he could do the back shoulder turn, catch, touchdown in the red zone, to where Dak is throwing it to the back pylon, to where it's a jump session where you need that sort of separation. But in the front pylon, that's all Dez, all day long. I mean, they've proven that year in and year out.
I think he actually has. I think Dak has better chemistry with Williams and Cole Beasley.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
All right, you guys want to know what's going on with Dez? Dez needs to put the ego aside and move his ass to the slot. He needs to be a slot receiver. Realize that he's not a number one anymore.
What about Cole Beasley though?
Cole Beasley?
No, I think he needs a new start. I think he needs to be. I think if he went somewhere like Tampa Bay or something with Jameis Winston, I'm just saying.
But he still needs to be. He's not that number one, number two, beat you downfield guy anymore. He's a give you a slant over the middle, give you a 10-yard out. Yeah. He can be consistent there. He needs a new role.
What if you take him? What if you sign Kirk Cousins and you pick up Dez Bryant and put him on the Jets?
I mean, the Jets, as
Robbie
long as they don't
Anderson could
overpay.
take the top off on this.
Robbie
Right.
Anderson is
and run
in jail.
Dez in the slot there
Yeah.
with Curse and Anderson on the outside and Dez on the middle, and then Kirk Cousins. I mean, you might have
Why
something
not
there.
chase the championship and go to Philly? Have Alshon and Aguilar on there, you know.
I don't
Yeah.
think Philly's picking up too many more
But if
weapons.
but
This
then again, you know, Dez is going to want to.
I can see. You know where I can see Dez ending up is Atlanta. I can see him going to the Falcons.
yeah, I mean,
Being that
because
Roddy
maybe
White-
Julio Jones will free things up.
Being
for
that
him.
Roddy White, I think him going to the Falcons would be a good spot for him.
Yeah. So we talked about some of the quarterbacks. We talked about Drew Brees and McCarron and Teddy Bridgewater and these other guys. The
Sam
fact-
Bradford. I mean,
These other guys, I'm sick of even listening to their names.
Right.
Like, I don't even want to watch them. Like, can you just go somewhere? I'd rather watch, like, what's the quarterback from Oklahoma State? Mason Rudolph.
yeah, Mason.
I'd
Rudolph.
rather see him play a game and see what he's going to try to do
If I wanna
rather
put-
than watch Blaine Gabbert.
If I want to play catch with Sam Bradford, like it's like I'm throwing football into a wheelchair. You know what I mean? Like playing catch with a wheelchair when you're talking to Sam Bradford.
A really expensive wheelchair.
You're right.
$100
right.
million wheelchair. $150 million. However much money he's
But
making.
I don't know. And he should just stay back up the rest of his career because he's just going to get injured if he's on the field.
Is Tannehill coming back this year?
Tannehill's coming back.
Okay, so is
Yeah.
Jay Cutler even relevant?
No, he's going
No,
back
he's-
to the booth.
Yeah,
I
I,
didn't
I
think-
didn't
got his
think he
10
was a
million.
good fit for the booth.
Right.
I thought it was a terrible fit.
I think
at
he'd
the
be
booth.
great for the booth. I don't think he's going to be Tony Romo-esque, but
I honestly, out of the quarterbacks, obviously, other than Breeze is going back to New Orleans. Everybody's kind of in the air of what's going to happen with Cousins. Other than that, I think the only one I'm really interested, there maybe two of them. Teddy Bridgewater would be my next. I'm curious
Yeah.
to see what happens with his career.
He's like the only one.
And AJ McCarron only because I'm from Ohio and I'm just curious to see if that's going to pan into Cleveland not blowing a first round pick on a quarterback.
I don't really give a damn where Kirk Cousins goes. I know where Breeze is going. I don't care where Case Keenum's going. I want to see where McCarron and Bridgewater end up. Other than that, on any of these quarterbacks, I could care less.
That's where we're at. That's where we're
Wow,
at.
we actually agreed for once.
How about
Yeah.
that?
Charles Barkley's still better. We'll be right back at you at 3 Point View.
Levitime, defensive,
Wah,
all
wah,
NBA.
wah.